Morning po and a very warm welcome to all of you sa atin pong TLC First Friday Forum, no? Kaya po tawag dito forum, hindi po talaga siya webinar, no? Na manunod lang po tayo, kasama po talaga kayo at saka sentro po talaga kayo sa ating talakayan, no? A good number of the folks who are here, I saw Sis Veron, no, are actually our four C's. They're baka five C's pa, no? Siyempre, our clients, no? We have clients who are participating as individual participants, most of whom are leaders in their own various functional disciplines in organization. I don't know if, Lizzie, if you see anyone from our friends in the public sector whom we've served, no? But please call them out if you see them. But sa tatlong sector po talaga tayo gumagalaw. Public sector, private sector, at saka sa non-profit, no? So this is really a forum that gathers together, members of the community, starting with, of course, the core team and our contingent associates, no, consultants, coaches whom we've trained across the years. I'm not quite sure if any of the sisters who are training as coaches now are here, no? Sister Augusta or Sister Faustina, please call them out because they did say they're also interested to join. A good number of you are capacity creators, and we truly honor you for that. And most important, as community connectors. So, kung ano po yung pag-usapan natin dito, ibahagi po ninyo. In fact, kung kayo ay mag-a-attend ng at least two, tama ba Juan? At wala si Maida, at least two First Friday Fora,
They get
we
the
will
certificate.
send you, yes, we will send you the entire PDF of our presentation, no? So that you can share it with the others sa office nyo, family nyo, and the like, no? So, friends, we gathered today in our virtual safe space, which is a format that itself is both a blessing and a challenge, no? To explore a silent epidemic. Walking, andyan siya, pero baka hindi natin napapansin, no? Walking the digital hallways ng ating hybrid workplaces. Gusto ko lang itanong, sino-sino po sa inyo ang sa trabaho ninyo you would consider a hybrid. Merong partly online, partly in person, no? Paki-click po sa reactions button, no? Sabi na lang po sa akin, no? Kung sino yung mga sumasagot.
We have a lot. We have from
Okay.
Onesimus, Aeon.
Mukhang karamihan, di po ba, no? So, lalo tigit importante po itong usaping ito. Kasi nasa perma-crisis tayo. Alam niyo yun, may crisis na permanente. Ako sasabihin ko sa inyo, kagabi dahil sa ulan, nagka-crisis kami sa bahay. Kung may video lang ako, papakita ako sa inyo, para kaming war zone sa kinaroroonan ko. I'm making this call in a makeshift box on my bed with our caregiver helping me set up, no? Kasi bumaha sa aming second floor. The good part is that na-test namin yung aming bubong na marami na pala siyang mga kailangan aayusin, no? Tapos, na-test din namin yung kahusayan ng nag-aayos, di po ba? Kasi fully paid na siya. Bigla ka mong lumabas yung mga tulo. Don't you call that part of the perma-crisis, no? Apart from the climate change and what's happening in our geopolitical environment. After learning the lessons of the pandemic, tanong ko nga natuto tayo ng marami, di ba? Ng malaki, malalim sa ating pandemic. Pero maraming nagsasabi sa akin, alam mo, parang nakalimutan natin yung natutunan natin sa pandemic. So, alamin natin yan sa ating usapan kasama po ng ating mga experts. Binabanggit ko yung pandemic kasi di ba na-disenyo yung hybrid work to give us flexibility, to give us back our commute time, to allow us to be present for both our professional and personal lives. Naalala ko nga, my daughter worked from LU about a couple of years back, no? Parang, wow, this is the life. You can work from LU. So, syempre, nainggit kami buong pamilya. Sumunod din kami. And it was great, no? Well, it was great until it was not. No? Excuse me. Sorry. But for so many of us, the line has not just blurred, it has vanished, no? Yung home office natin has become a 24/7 workstation. Don't you agree? Sino sa inyo, sorry, this might be a bit graphic, nasa bahay, tumawag na patay, si boss, nasa CR ka. Siyempre, tangan-tangan mo yung cellphone mo, alam nga namang hindi ka sumagot. Diba? Parang, kaya yung nakikita natin na nawawala na talaga yung mga boundaries. Yung kasi dapat parang merong unspoken expectation na kailangan always on ka. Pag nag-text si boss, nag-text yung client, colleague mo, kailangan sasagot ka. Sasagot ka ba? Pag linggo? Sasagot ka ba pag Sabado? O hindi? 'Di ba? Medyo ibang klaseng pressure yung ating nararamdaman, no?
Yeah. Susan,
This,
mukhang
yes,
maraming nakarelate sa example mo. Maraming nag-react, no? Yeah, the reaction button. So thank you, team. No, we need that kind of responses also to also
true.
see how you are aligning or relating, no, to the conversation we have. Salamat po.
That's true. Thanks. Thanks so much for that observation, Liz. Tapos, pag sinabi kasi nating burnout, kaya nga susuriin nating mabuti kasama ng ating mga eksperto, no? It's just kasi that it isn't just about being a little tired. Burnout is a state of, I feel, emotional, physical, mental exhaustion. That's dahil siguro sa pangmatagalan na stress, no? May mga datos nga tayo at itatanong din po natin, lalo tigit yung mga guests natin are very data-driven because of research, no? Isa sa mga, alam mo ba, Miss Liz, Juan and team, isa sa mga napag-aalaman natin is that yung kilala niyo yung Gallup, di ba? Siya yung mga gumagawa ng research at the workplace, engagement, and the like, no? Mga halos kalahati ng workforce sa buong mundo, 44%, no? Experience really a lot of daily stress, no? So, will that constitute burnout? Itatanong natin, no? Will that ultimately lead to burnout? At kung hindi siya maagapan, ano po kaya ang susunod na maaring nangyayari? In fact, may mga datos din tayo sa Asia. Medyo talagang nalalagay tayo sa mapa, mga kapatid, no? Later on makikita natin, no, ano yung porsyento. Tayo yata, tama Juan, no, yung pinaka-highest employee burnout, no, sa Southeast Asia. Bakit kaya, no? So, bago ko, medyo tinatakam ko lang po kayo, no? Pass on to Juan, I pass it on to you, Juan, kasi gusto nating alamin saan nanggagaling ang ating mga panauhin, no?
Yes. So as you can see on screen, burnout can really creep up onto us when we least expect it. Even if you're hustling at work, balancing family life, or trying to keep up with daily demands, it's important to recognize the signs and take a step back, no? On Zoom poll, we'll launch it now. You will see some common symptoms of burnout, no? Please just answer the Zoom poll because we really like to know what it ayun. Thank you. So we have here several symptoms. I'll just read them out as you answer, team. We have exhaustion.
Juan, tanungin mo muna, how often, gaano kadalas, do you experience
These-
itong mga tinatawag na burnout symptoms? Diba? Yan.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Susan. Yeah. So, how often do you experience exhaustion? Always feeling tired, no matter how much you rest, in terms of physical or emotional state? Detachment. How often are you feeling distant or disengaged from your work or your daily activities? Reduced performance. How often do you struggle to focus or accomplish tasks you once found simple? Forgetfulness. How often do you feel that you find it a bit hard to remember details and stay organized?
Nagiging makakalimutin, no?
Ito rin, Susan, no? Interesting to.
Oo.
How often are you cynical in your outlook? How often did you
Ano bang
develop-
cynical sa Tagalog? Parang
Liz, phone a friend?
May parang negatibo ka na nagdududa ka na wala ka ng tiwala. Yung ganun,
Oo,
diba?
parang ganun. Oo.
Parang kombinasyon, no?
Oo.
Mahirap kasi sa ating wika. Halimbawa, yung burnout, wala talagang iisang salita eh. Bukod na lang, itatanong natin sa ating eksperto. Baka naman meron, hindi lang natin na alam. 'Di ba? No? Mm-mm.
How
Kayo
often?
sumasagot din? Parang hindi ako makasagot. Pag ano yata.
Kasi host.
Oo, ako yung
Oo.
host. No? Sige. Sagot kayo. So far, 26 pa lang po. Naku, 72 ang nasa call ngayon. 34 pa lang. Ayan, pataas na Miss Liz.
Oo. Umaakit na sa 38. Oo.
Yes. Pa-monitor na lang po. Sagutin po ninyo para malaman natin.
We also have procrastination. How often do you put off tasks more than usual because, alam mo yun, they feel overwhelming? And lastly, loss of enjoyment. How often do you feel like, activities that once brought you joy are now a chore? Naku, Miss Liz, what are the results we're seeing?
Yeah. So, pag tiningnan natin, Juan, no, sa una, yung exhaustion at sinabi mo, no, yung always feeling tired. 67% said sometimes. Itong pinakamataas natin, no?
Teka, wait lang, Miss Liz. Hindi pa kasi siya tapos. No?
Oo.
Tapusin po muna natin siya. Kasi once natapos, hanggang ngayon, 76% pa lang. Kasi hihingin natin yung punto de vista ng ating mga panauhin. No? So, sino pa po ang mga hindi sumagot?
We have 20 more, folks. 20 more packs. 51.
Yan, salamat. Sige po.
Ayun.
Yan. Okay, ano ba, Miss Liz, yung
Nasa
average?
80, nasa 80% na yung response rate natin, ano?
Ano ang average natin sa surveys natin?
Ang lumalabas talaga, nafo-focus yung ang karamihan ng mga sagot into the sometimes.
Liz, saglit. Ang tanong ko, sa mga survey na niraran natin sa Discovery, sa lahat ng projects, anong average response rate? 85?
85%
Yes,
San.
pwede na natin sigurong basahin.
Pwede na. Nasa 86%
sige.
na nga tayo ngayon. No? Salamat
Alrighty.
team for your responses. So if I can just mention the results of our poll right now. Okay, in terms of exhaustion, again, most of the responses would be at sometimes. 65% said they feel tired no matter how much they rest. When it comes to detachment or feeling distant or disengaged, again, 68% said sometimes they experience detachment. And then we can, here we can also see about 28% are said rarely, no? Bihira naman, no? Reduced performance, tingnan natin ito. And again, about 63% of our respondents said sometimes we struggle to focus or accomplish tasks that we once found simple.
Miss Liz, saglit
Mhm.
lang ha. Uh, Mix, if you click and poll, what happens?
Oo, baka
Kasi
makita
dapat,
natin yung
oo,
result.
yes po.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah. There,
yun.
I'm sharing the
Yes,
results
please.
now.
Go ahead. Para mas accurate po siya. No?
Okay, so yes, okay. So to continue in item number 4 na po tayo. Yung nasabi mo kaninang makakalimutin or forgetfulness, they're finding it hard to remember details or stay organized. Sometimes pa din, no? About 70% of our respondents said they experienced that. In
Mix
terms
Liz, can I check lang?
Mhm.
Nakikita ba ng lahat ang binabasa mo? Importante po kasi na makita nila what is it
We
that
got-
you're seeing it, everyone?
Yep,
Okay.
we got
Yeah.
that. Got a
Thank
lot of
you.
action.
Nag-like
Good,
sila.
good,
Yep.
good.
Salamat. Sabihin niyo lang po pag hindi, ha? Go ahead po,
Ah, ah.
Ma'am Liz.
So nandito na po ako sa item number 5 on the cynical outlook, and if you can also go with me there, team, we can see that again 61% said sometimes we have that kind of outlook. No, we develop a more negative or cynical view towards task, colleagues, or life in general. No, ano nga sabi natin dito sa cynical? Pwede tayong parang sometimes nako-question natin yung tiwala natin sa ating sarili, even in the world around us, no? And then the last item, number 6 is procrastination. Of course, alam natin to, no? We put off task more than usual kasi we feel that we're feeling overwhelmed. Dito, although it's sometimes 65% mas mataas kaysa sa mga nauna, no? Mention that sometimes they experience procrastination. And then for the last item is the loss of enjoyment. Again, the highest rated item will be sometimes 57%, followed by rarely, minsan lang po nakakaranas ng ganito. Pero meron din tayong nakita na always, often dito sa loss of enjoyment. So, yan po ang kabuuan na resulta ng ating poll. Susan and
Okay.
Juan.
Yes, we'll go back to that. Okay.
Mhm.
Kasi, in fact, I was watching where the highest responses were about all around the always and often dun sa 7 items. No? Back to you,
Mhm.
Juan, to introduce.
Without further ado, I'm so honored to introduce our 2 distinguished guests today for today's F3. We have today Miss Sally Estacion, head of slightly delayed, head of the Health Solutions in Aon Philippines. We also have Dr. Feliz Caringal Go, PhD and registered psychologist. He's an assistant professor in the Department of Psychology in ADMU and the director of research in the Ateneo Center for Organizational Research and Development, Ateneo Quad. And of course, facilitating our discussion, we have from Santa Rosa, Laguna, Susan Grace Rivera, the founding CEO and managing director of the TLC Solution. So please, everyone, let's give a big round of applause to our
Yes. Yes, salamat Juan, and welcome Dr. Feliz and Miss Sally. We're truly honored po that you're able to join us, and ngayon pa lang parang tinan nyo sa pictures nila, videos nila, di ba para silang may aura? No? Kasi may enlighten tayo, no? Ng kanilang ibabahagi sa atin. Lalo't higit, we always wag po ninyong kalimutan yung adaptive action questions sa tinatawag na human systems dynamics, no? Maging critical thinkers po tayo. Simpleng-simple. What? Ano? So what? And now what, no? So, Dr. Feliz and Miss Sally. Let's start with Dr. Feliz, no? Nakita po natin yung poll, no? Part from and I wanted to ask you to give us a better understanding of paano po ba talaga ang nararapat na pag-define sa burnout kasi baka may misconceptions, no? At bakit po importante na pinag-uusapan natin to? Let's start with Dr. Feliz.
All right, sure. Thanks, Susan. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So with burnout kasi is not a mental disorder or a medical condition per se. No, if you look at the DSM or the ICD, for example,
Yeah.
it is a syndrome, which means parang it's a collection of different symptoms. And I think the poll that you showed, no, does include how we see or how burnout manifests among workers. So ano ba yung mga patterns of symptoms dyan? There's exhaustion, no? You mentioned emotional exhaustion, physical exhaustion. You're always super tired. You feel drained. There's this sort of mental distance from your work, no? Parang detachment, cynicism. Hindi ko rin alam yung Tagalog ng cynicism. Ano ba yun? Pero parang negativity siya na when you think about the work that you do or perhaps even the people that you work with, there's this negative feeling associated with that. Reduced professional efficacy. So if once upon a time you thought, oh, I enjoy this, I'm good at it, I can accomplish different things, there is now that feeling of, okay, I'm not performing well. I'm consistently not performing well. Now there's no sense of accomplishment that you feel in terms of the different facets of your job. And I like what you pointed out, Susan, earlier na hindi siya parang one-time thing. It's not, there are seasons naman talaga in our work na there's a project that's particularly difficult or you had to travel for a certain time and therefore pagod na pagod ka after that, diba? Because of the travel. Burnout is parang you look at how long it's been, the chronicity of it, no? Para siyang nag-compound, it's heightened chronic stress that hasn't been managed effectively. And so it manifests as that, right? And to the question of why is it important to study burnout, I think, we all understand that already because both stress and burnout can have an impact on obviously the individual who's suffering from it, and that can be behavioral, pwede siyang physical, di ba? It manifests in terms of headaches, sakit sa katawan, mas madali kang magkasakit, di ba? Cognitively, no, difficulty concentrating, making decisions. Yeah, and then it impacts also how you do your job and how you feel about your job. And I think as a psychologist, as a work and organizational psychologist, very, very important for us to focus on employee well-being and employee mental health, and burnout certainly is a part of that.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Dr. Feliz. No? That's a great way to establish our conversation. Miss Sally, no, you're the head of Health Solutions. No? Do share your perspective. No? How do you see burnout, especially from you in Aon being the number 2 of the 3 global giants, no, that deal with all forms of risk, including the risks of human capital and their health. No, go ahead, po, Miss Sally.
Thanks so much, Susan, and thanks everyone. Happy to be here. Para akong may hakot, no? So a lot of the folks here are from Aon. So I hope to speak from the heart because Aon supports hybrid and flexible work arrangements. So hopefully later on we'll be able to share some best practices. But just going back to your point, Susan and Doc Feliz really pointed out well. It is really a significant concern, not just among Filipinos, but globally. Aon has actually conducted Aon Global Wellness Survey back in 2023, where over 80% of companies, especially in Asia, have actually identified well-being, burnout including, to be a really a top priority. No,
Mm-mm.
so and in fact, it has there was also a study done by Aon wherein virtual work can actually increase loneliness. So you've mentioned about
Oh, yeah.
tiredness, you mentioned about cynicism, but let's also talk about loneliness and isolation.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And yes, there are blurring work-life boundaries. It also for some it limits innovation. For some, even the professional growth is somehow in question. But I'd like to well, this is a safe space. We try to
Yes.
create that as leaders. If I maybe share my personal feelings about it, that when my mom passed away back in 2023, I felt the loneliness. And I appreciate Aon providing this hybrid work setup.
Mm-mm.
But as a matter of choice, I prefer going to the office because I felt
Mm-mm.
that. I'm glad that, my husband provided me a small space where I can actually work from home.
Mm-mm.
But I would
Yeah.
rather go to the office wherein I can actually have a meaningful connection with my colleagues. So
Mm-mm.
I think that's also something that we can talk about later on. But we
Yes.
have to
Yes.
acknowledge that this burnout could also result to loneliness for some people, me included.
Mm-mm.
So I would
Yeah.
rather go in the office intentionally.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much, no, Miss Sally. You know what? Would like for us to be a little bit, of course, everybody's involved, no, in this conversation, but it's also good for us to, structure it so that, we present, as we go on, yung usapan po natin, dahil nga, what so what na what, no? Wag po tayo masyadong magmamadali, mga kaibigan, na para malaman. So ano na yung dapat kong gagawin? The good part here, nakita po ninyo yung poll, no? Felice and Sally, no? Can you talk a little about that? If this were a cohort, no? Etong, how many are we? 81 in this cohort right now. Ang nakita kong pattern across the burnout symptoms are sometimes, no? Mga 80% of the time. Tapos, ang sunod na mataas yung always and often, nag-range siya from 4 to about 15%. Pag ganyan po ang nakikita natin, Felice and Sally, does it mean, wala pa tayo doon, malayo pa? Okay pa tong cohort na to as far as their experience is concerned? How do you think we might kind of like interpret the so what of this little set of data that we've gathered just now?
If I may, Susan,
Yes.
we cannot disregard that fact because all feelings are valid. We have to respect the individual's situation. It should not be taken as a weakness, but rather it's something that we need to address because it does not affect only the individual, because it will also affect the people around, especially the
Mm-mm.
family. So we have to put a high regard on how they're actually feeling, no matter how small the result is, but those are actually valid feelings.
Thanks so much, Miss Sally, for bringing that into the safe space conversation. But parang kung ako, halimbawa, nakita ko si Ray, no, ng Onesimos, tapos may hawak siyang mga tao, 'di ba? Tapos sinurvey niya yung team niya. Tapos ito ang result na lumabas. Felice, how would you say, Doc Felice, kunya ako si Ray, mukhang okay pa po ba yung team ko? 'Di ba? Kasi puro sometimes lang naman, no? Malayo pa kami sa always and often. Yung ganyan. Is that, how would you say the state is of the respondents, no, to this survey?
Yeah, for me, I would hesitate to diagnose anyone based on a survey na hindi mo naman, parang it's not individualized, right? And then you take the questions separately. So you don't know if, so for example, myself, I answered high on one, pero never naman dun sa isa. So that might be a little difficult. And as I mentioned, parang in the ICD naman, it's an occupational phenomenon. It's not a medical condition. But I agree with Selena. Obviously, this is something that you might want to take a look at as a leader, as a manager, no, because their thoughts about this, their feelings, their attitudes towards their work will certainly shape how they perform, how they interact with other people, and it impacts their overall well-being, diba? And from our understanding naman of well-being, ideally, when we have programs, when we have initiatives in the office, it's not just for those who are on the end of the spectrum na sobrang kailangan na ng mental health interventions, diba? You want to be able to address everyone, right? Even if they do feel well, how do you support that even further? How do you prevent the burnout from furthering into the always category, right? So yun, I would think that certainly we would still use that as information to figure out, okay, saan ba natin kailangang, mag-support for our employees. In fact, I would take that information and probably delve further which parts of our work, which aspects of our work make people feel this way. Para mas targeted yung pwede nating support sa kanila.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Juan, I turn it over to you. And go through this definition that you found, that you'd like to share with our participants. Iko, for a screen share, please.
Thank you, Sally and Dr. Feliz, for your grounding of our conversation. We from Di Giuseppe et al. In Stress and Resilience Among Healthcare Workers. Burnout is formally defined as exhaustion of either physical or mental resources or a lack of motivation, typically arising from prolonged stress at work. And as we talked about quite extensively, the symptoms of burnout include feeling helpless, feeling trapped, doubting one's abilities. Thank you, Nong, for cynicism. Kasi yung pagtasali niya ng cynicism, pagiging mapagduda, doubting abilities and regularly feeling overwhelmed, and having an increasingly negative outlook of life. That's what burnout is formally defined as. And again, as Dr. Lee said, it's a syndrome, not necessarily a disorder.
Wala siya sa
DSM.
DSM-5.
Yes, cool.
Yung pong DSM, yung Diagnostic and Statistical Manual na ginagamit ng mga psychologists, no? So, go ahead, Juan, no? I think you have a video that you're going to show kasi interesado tayo. Hindi lang siya, taming sabi ni Doc Feliz kanina, hindi lang siya patungkol sa isipan, pero apektado talaga yung kabuuan natin, 'di ba?
Yes.
Body, heart, mind, spirit, no? Tapos nagma-manifest siya sa relationships, yung social aspect, no? Nagma-manifest din yan sa paano mo gamitin yung pera mo for instance. Kaya kinakailangan talagang intindihin siyang mabuti. But let's start with the brain. Ano bang nangyayari?
What happens to your brain when you burn out? Until recently, scientists thought that, much like muscles, the brain becomes fatigued when it uses up energy. The problem with that theory is that the energy needed to think is pretty minimal. So if it's not a lack of energy that causes cognitive fatigue, what does? In 2022, a team of scientists asked participants to perform 6 hours of various assignments that involved thinking. One group was asked to do easy tasks and another hard tasks. Throughout the study, the scientists measured the biochemical changes in the participants' brains. When the volunteers were performing hard tasks, the scientists found higher concentrations of glutamate in the lateral prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain associated with cognitive control. Glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter, a chemical signal which triggers neurons to fire. Scientists think that the buildup of glutamate might make it more difficult for the prefrontal cortex to perform activities such as planning, decision-making, and learning. When you rest or sleep, the glutamate levels fall. Scientists speculate that when thinking makes you feel tired, it's your brain signaling that you need a break to preserve its function. Future research into glutamate levels in the brain could help scientists devise a way to help avoid burnout.
So, given what's said here, and it talks about energy and level of glutamate and all that, no? So, what is it that this is saying, this video, to us about what happens to the brain when we're burning out?
It says what we were talking about earlier, no, na parang it's not just when I say parang hindi lang siya invento, right? Hindi lang siya, oh, I just think about it, ganyan. But it really does something to your body, no?
Physiological, no?
Physiological, which impacts our cognitive abilities also. So we heard about decision making, planning, no? Yun, and there's a question there about in the chat about when should a person seek professional guidance to address burnout. So some of those are the symptoms that would point out to, okay, this person might need help, no? Might need to seek out someone who might be able to help them through whatever they're going through.
Siguro, you spoke earlier as well of how long, no? How long all of those experiences, no? Reduced performance, no? Tiredness, yung parang ang galing-galing mo naman, high performer ka, all of a sudden na-impact yung nag-underperform ka and all that. So, gaano siguro if one is a leader or a colleague, dapat talaga maging aware po tayo. Hindi po ba? Miss Sally, your thoughts about that, no? The awareness of each other as a collective working together. Hindi po ba mas mahirap maging aware sa nangyayari sa mga colleagues natin dahil hindi naman talaga natin nakikita in person? Your thoughts po on that, Miss Sally?
Yeah, thanks for that, Susan. And this is where, the skill of a leader, being compassionate enough to really listen and be sensitive about each colleague, the need of each colleague. There also has to be a time that should be spent to regularly check in because the symptoms would tell you bakit biglang na-disengage, bakit biglang hindi siya sumasagot. Dati naman mabilis siya, dati naman alam mo yung tinanong mo sumasagot agad. So those symptoms that we have mentioned earlier can be easily spotted, especially if the colleague is high performing. Bakit may decline, no? So
Yes.
dati naman siya yung unang sumasagot. So parang 2-3 days na hindi ko siya nararamdaman. So doon pumapasok, yung sensitivity and the skill of a leader wherein it's so easy with the technology. Just a simple message away, how are you? It makes a lot of difference for us to really identify what is actually happening to the person. Kaya nga, di ba, marami nagsasabi, tara kape tayo. Because, already that something is not going well with the person. A simple how are you can really make a lot of
Kamusta?
difference
No?
to the person, Susan. So, because those are warning signs already that can be easily spot on to with the individual, Susan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No?
Susan, I'll
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll
Please.
just affirm what Sally was saying, no. Certainly those the effort to do those kamustahan sessions despite the physical distance if you're working in hybrid work, no, really makes a difference in terms of you as a manager, you as a leader understanding what's going on in the context of the employee, but also on the part of the employee feeling that they do have that organizational support, that support from their manager, their leader, in as a person, not just as someone who has to deliver something
Yes.
for the organization.
Yes,
And maybe
true.
if I can add to that, Susan and
Sure.
Phyllis, and there might be also some questions, even as leaders, we also go through that phase. No? And hence,
Yes,
kumbaga parang sinasabi natin, tao lang din naman tayo.
absolutely.
Di ba? Tao lang din naman tayo. But as more matured probably, we are in a position to better assess ourselves. So
Mm-mm.
that phase of that self-awareness, how am I feeling today? Because you cannot give something when you are not really full. So it's
Mm-mm.
about also leading yourself before you are able to, support others. So not just checking in others, but also have
Mm-mm.
that regular check-in with yourself
Mm-mm.
as leaders
That's
and
true.
managers.
Uy,
Yeah.
maganda po ang sinasabi, mga kaibigan. Bukod sa aware tayo sa sarili natin, aware din tayo sa iba, and we have to cross that divide kasi nga, when we're away, we're not working with each other in person, we have to reach out to each other. I'm curious nga, no? Hindi ko alam kung meron mga datos na nagsasabi, sino ang mas prone sa burnout? Yung bagang bossing or yung hawak niyang mga tao, no? Are you aware of any such studies or based on your observations, Felice and Sally?
I don't know exactly the prevalence if you
Yes.
want to segment it by job level in the
Oo, by
organization. I'm
job
not
level.
aware of that. Oo.
Not
But
yet,
we do
no?
have studies that show, kunyari, we did a study on middle managers, and it does show
Yeah.
that, they also face unique challenges in terms of navigating the hybrid workspace. Kasi kunyari, the middle managers, they have to manage both upward and downward, diba? They
That's
have to
true.
report to people. They
Mm-mm.
also have to, you know, uh, parang follow the organization rules and then
Mm-mm.
share it with their team. But they also have to be understanding of their team, show compassionate leadership, as Sally was saying. No, so they do also need certainly support. No, in terms of how to fulfill their roles within if going through the transition of hybrid, going to hybrid, and also while they are managing people within the hybrid work arrangement.
Mm-mm. True. Thanks for that. Juan, you were saying, Juan, ayan, nag-freeze na siya. Ma'am Liz, no?
Yes,
Meron pong question sa chat
Yes.
from Captain
Yeah.
Cecilio.
Just to add,
Does
we
eating
found
food
sorry.
Juan, sandali, ano muna. Go ahead, Joyce.
Yes po. From Captain Cecilio, he asked, does eating food with MSG help with preventing burnout?
That's curiosity for you, no? Interesting question, no? Felice and Sally, parang
I don't have the data honestly around it. Pero siguro first time, well, personally, I don't use MSG, but when you go out in, no offense to some Chinese restaurant na merong MSG, that's what they say. That's what they say. Aantukin ka daw. Parang it would help din. No? Pag pagod ka, aantukin ka. So baka naman makatulong.
Nako, so kakain ako ngayon. Merong betsin. Wag po.
Not sure. No data about it. But if it will help for you to sleep better. But there are a lot of ways for you to sleep better, which is actually one of our ways on how we can sleep better.
Pag-usapan natin yan later, yung sleep. No?
I was just gonna add, Susan, we do have data from an AXA Mind Health report conducted in 2024.
Can you show the slides, Amico?
In 2024, the Philippines recorded the highest employee burnout rate in Southeast Asia, affecting over 70% of the workforce. Yeah, so prevalent and associated factors of burnout among working adults in Southeast Asia. This results from a public health assessment. Now, a study published in January 2025 further highlights on heavy workloads, conflicts, and micromanagement. And you can see here, in terms of our local data, 64% of Filipino employees are more likely to seek support from their managers compared to global counterparts. So that's
good. That's good.
About 46%. Now, 71% of felt their companies were taking action to address mental health. Yeah. And this is the other data here, like employees under 40 are more than 3 times more likely than employees older than 50 to find it more difficult to concentrate on their work compared to last year. Yeah. Of course, last year is relative to 2022, since this one was a mental health index as of 2023.
Mm-mm. So, and the stats here, 33% of Filipino employees
Yeah,
had experienced burnout,
in the
no?
past year.
Which is significantly higher than the 20% global average, no? Tapos 48% of 18 to 24-year-olds. Tas 42% nung mga older, no? What do you make of these stats, both Sally and Dr. Feliz, no? Yung ano po yung teorya ninyo, no? What might you offer as a, for us to consider as an explanation? Ang taas. Para bang hindi ko alam kung magtatago ako o ano. Anong ibig sabihin nito? If yung mga kapwa nating nga Asyano, kausap natin, ano pong sasabihin natin, no? Na napakahirap magtrabaho sa Pilipinas? I don't know.
Susan, indeed, this is an alarming number. Seeing it, higher than the global average in itself. And more alarming is, it's actually the lower age bracket.
Yeah.
And these are, the millennials ba, and the Gen Zs. And honestly, Susan, I saw it myself firsthand with my son, who is
Mm.
now actually working. Like I would see him complaining, which is, some of the symptoms of burnout I saw in him. So I put my mommy hat and my leader hat on him,
Mm.
such that, and observation, he's missing some things that could actually be done in a less aggressive way. Like he tends to be head on. Although he's trying to prove himself,
Mm.
staying late at night, preparing for bids, and then get up early in the morning to go to the office and prepare for a presentation again. So I saw that pattern. But there are opportunities wherein he could actually, take a pause,
Mm.
have, just a meal, and just have a coffee while taking a break, and because while he's taking a break, he would still look at the computer, laptop, chatting, still
Scrolling,
about work. So
scrolling.
yeah, really. So the mindful thing is actually not there. So
Mm.
siguro that's how they are. So and this is really where he is in that age bracket. So it's happening, Susan. It's happening.
Mm. Yeah, thanks, Miss Sally, and also for allowing yourself to be vulnerable. I am a mother too, like you, and we're seeing, not judging, no, very stark differences, no, in how different generations, no, deal with challenges, no, the onslaught, in fact, of unprecedented challenges that we're seeing happening in the world today. Dr. Feliz, from your perspective naman po, no, ano ba yung nangyayari? Parang siguro medyo sweeping tong ano na to, pero yung pag-aaral may mga datos naman siya, no? Para mong sinasabi na 7 sa bawat 10 Pilipino na nagtatrabaho at least sa taon ng 2024, no, have shown or exhibited the employee burnout. Dr. Feliz?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Sally that the number is, alarming, and it
Mm-mm.
certainly um begs the question, makes us want to ask, okay, anong pwede bang, well, for one, anong reason? What are the
Yeah.
reasons for this, right? Because only by understanding in our own particular contexts why this might be happening in our organization can we most effectively
Mm-mm.
figure out, okay, how do we help them through it, right? How do we fix our systems? How do we fix our SOPs, processes, the way that our
Mm-mm.
culture, maybe even, diba?
Mm-mm.
To not para mabawasan yung burnout, or even just generally to promote mental health and
Mm-mm.
well-being among our employees. Um,
That's right.
uh,
Mm-mm.
Towards the question of the demographics, no,
Mm-mm.
there is some interest into looking at generational differences.
Mm-mm.
I heard you mention Gen Z and next gen, millennials.
Mm-mm.
So there might be differences in terms of that. Could be explained by perhaps human development, no, life stage also, how the brains have been developing up until
Yes.
25, right?
Mm-mm.
Socioeconomic challenges that perhaps they are facing now versus the older generations, no, experiences when they were at that certain age range. So
Mm-mm.
varying reasons siguro, or explanations for that. But um I think that is an invitation also, that those numbers might be an invitation also, as Sally was saying,
Mm-mm.
for leaders, yun nga, to understand bakit particularly sila, di ba?
Yes.
What is it about their work? What is it about their work experience? Kasi when we talk about burnout, it is an occupational parang context, di ba? What about their work? What
Yes.
about how they experience work makes them feel this way?
Mm-mm.
Kasi
And
baka
I,
they don't see it, di ba? If I don't feel burnout, baka feeling ko, hindi naman nangyayari yan eh. But the numbers
yeah,
tell us that maybe it's happening more with the younger ones in the
yeah.
workforce. So bakit?
Mm-mm. Which is why napakahirap ding maging leader sa
Mm-hmm.
panahon ngayon. Sa aking experience, and we serve different clients, marami in fact yung galing sa individual contributor, humihindi sa pagiging team leader, supervisor, or manager, no? Kahit pa mas mataas ang sahod, no? I have some of the details, Dr. Felice and Sally, coming from this published study, no? It actually points to several things, no? Very heavy workload, no? Kasi nga, businesses want to be profitable, 'di ba? Yung higher revenue, less cost, no? So that we become more profitable. That possibly can result to, teka, huwag na muna tayo mag-hire, or kaya naman ang ganito karaming empleyado, no? So, ang nangyayari, talagang workload on workload. So, one is heavy workload. Kaya importante po na masuri hindi lang iisang bagay. Pangalawa po ang sinait nung study ay yung conflict between among workers. Siguro nga, na-burnout kasi sa dami ng workload, tapos hindi ka pa mindful enough to know your boundaries and or have practices that will help you become more resilient. I guess umiiksi yung yung pasensya sa isa't isa, which leads to conflict, no? At pangatlo naman, heavy na ang workload, may ka-conflict ka pang mga kasama sa trabaho, posibleng kasama si boss. Kasi yung third factor, si boss parating nagma-micro-manage. No? So it's kind of like it's kind of a confluence, no, of different variables and factors, but at the end of the day, they all are linked to, as they measured, significant increases in employee stress, worry, sadness, loneliness, as you cited earlier, Miss Sally, especially with the younger generations being disproportionately affected. No? So, parang this is a newfangled set of challenges we're seeing now. No? I won't even complicate matters, Felice and Sally, by asking, but I will ask that, no? What you project to be the impact, for instance, of AI, no? The World Economic Forum itself says, ooh, ang daming jobs na ma-generate, pero 75 million jobs din mawawala dahil dyan, no? So, kasama din kaya yan, yung worry na mabigat yung workload mo, kaya lang, hindi mo alam kung yung job mo because of all of these technology coming in, andyan pa ba bukas o makalawa? Any thoughts on that, Sally?
Yeah, thanks for that, Susan. Big word, AI. So, coming from the IBPAP Summit 2 weeks ago, it's about rewiring. It's about reskilling the workforce to be able to adapt to this global technology. But there's another way to really look at AI because we're talking about the workload. We're talking about creating reports, even a simple, a proposal. But what AI actually does is to make AI your friend. How AI can actually help you to be more efficient, how AI can actually help you create report such that you still humanize the output. No, so it's not a threat actually to us, but let's
Mhm.
make AI a friend who will actually help us to be more efficient in the workplace. That's another way
Mhm.
to view AI and not, overthink that they will, take over our job. But it is actually something that can actually help us with our workload, Susan.
Thanks so much, Sally, for bringing that in. No? Because AI really addresses systemic issues, no? Those that have to do with efficiencies and all that. No? Or, for instance, well, we have colleagues here who are in the field of IT, cybersecurity, and all that. No? Well, mas mabilis siyang mag-program and like, no? So, sabi nga, the future workplace and the future worker must be agentic, no? I'm curious, no? Sa mga nasa call natin ngayon, sino, please click the reactions button if you're using already, in a big way, some form of generative AI in your work, no? Gumagamit na po ba kayo? Oh,
There's a lot.
interesting.
Yeah, in AI
Yeah,
we have Aeon
so,
GPT,
mm-mm.
Susan.
Yes, yeah,
Aeon
so
GPT, yeah.
yeah, we know that, no? And
Mhm.
how's the uptake? Is it being used?
Yes,
Are
yes,
you tracking
yes.
what percentage are using your Aeon GPT?
Yeah. Even Darren would check into the exec or to the leadership. Even the
Mm,
leadership would actually use the
mhm.
Aeon GPT and Copilot.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Mhm.
Thanks. Please share your thoughts, Dr. Feliz, as far as this new workplace that's really very impacted in a very transformative way by AI. What might be what is it you see in the coming days, no? In as far as work is concerned, burning out, the level of stress, and the like.
Um, Thank you, Susan. And actually, like just my personal thoughts on this, no, parang I appreciate how Sally shared about what they do in Aeon with AI. It really does matter parang kung ano yung approach ng organization towards
Mm-mm.
whether it's AI or actually any new technology, 'di ba? Kasi change in general is difficult for
Mm-mm.
employees. There will be resistance, there will be uncertainties, no? But if the organization is able to communicate well, what is
Mm-mm.
it for? No, able to figure out, okay, what is the most useful use for this technology? What type of technology will support parang our the goals that we have? Putting
Mm-mm.
some careful thought into that. And then Sally mentioned also reskilling, upskilling, so providing them not
Yeah.
just with the technology but the competencies to figure out, okay, how does this help me with my job? How will I use it most efficiently, most effectively? Then that I think reduces the stress of, oh no, papalitan ba ako nito?
Mm.
Or parang that uncertainty with regards to how it might impact me and my job security. So yeah, certainly the approach of the organization and how much
Yeah.
support it provides with regards to these new technologies matters.
That's
Mhm.
true. Thank you.
Mhm.
Agree completely, no?
Mhm.
So friends, nakikita talaga natin na yung issue ng burnout, it's much bigger than every individual. Of course, pagtutuunan natin ng pansin ang bawat tao, mahalaga ang bawat tao. Yan ang natututunan ko sa ngayon. Tapos, titingnan natin yung uri ng trabaho na kanyang ginagawa, no? Paano siya matulungan, lalo't higit kapag nakikita na natin ang sintomas ng burnout, no? Andyan din yung antas ng mga kasama sa trabaho, the team, no? Lalo't higit ngayon, cross-functional teams working together like as one Aeon, delivering Aeon United. Diba? Ang hirap, parang hindi ko pwedeng, basta ito lang ang gawa ko. Wala akong pakialam. Kailangan makialam ka. Kailangan makilahok na nakakadagdag sa stress. Hindi kagaya noong araw, no aking panahon, Ma'am Liz, sabihin na natin, aminin, ako lang yata yung boomer dito. Nung nag-umpisa ako magtrabaho sa PLDT, no, ang sweldo ko isang buwan, 320 pesos. Oh. But the left hand did not know what the right hand was doing. No, excuse me.
Mhm.
Sorry. No, which means, yun lang ang trabaho ko. Ngayon, mabilis, ang laki na, no? Lalo
Mhm.
na kung leader ka, you're heading a business unit, a function, bukod sa day work mo, merong part ka pa ng napakaraming project
Aha.
na minsan si management, ah, sorry, si management, sige, yun ang tawag ko sa napakaraming initiatives.
Mhm.
Death,
Mhm.
death through 1,000 initiatives, no? Kailangan, yung sa sinasabi ni Dr. Feliz, mindful ang mga namumuno na while there is a goal that has to be met, revenue-wise, profitability-wise, market share-wise, ROI, whatever those metrics are, titingnan yung kapasidad ng organisasyon or the system. Kasi baka kinakailangan may mga polisiya na dapat palitan. Di po ba,
Mhm.
Ma'am
Mhm.
Liz, no?
Mhm. Yeah, maganda yung sabi mo, Susan, at maganda yung talakayan natin kanina, no? In fact, some of them have addressed the question here of Tina on chat. So Tina
Mm-mm.
mentioned there's a recent study from Gallup that showed that daily stress and isolation are more pervasive in talents at the leadership level. No, bukod po dun sa mga napag-usapan at
Thank you,
nabanggit
Tina.
na, no? Oo. She's asking if you have any other thoughts on what is driving this, no? Ako naman, Susan, na-struck ako dito sa nakasulat sa ating sa slide na nakalagay 64% of Filipino employees are more likely to seek support from their managers. Ang question ko ngayon, ang curious question ko, how are we equipping our leaders in handling these
Yes.
sensitive burnout
Tumpak.
conversations?
Yes
Oo.
po.
So if I
Mm-mm.
may siguro again inquire with Sally and Felice experience and thoughts on this.
I think that's a wonderful question. And I would feel like managers, supervisors who do not feel like they are equipped to handle these difficult conversations, that would also be a stressor for them, no? So very
Mhm.
important for the organization to provide them with training, to provide them with opportunities to develop those
Yeah.
competencies. For example, psychological first aid, right? Kasi di naman laging sa HR pumupunta yung mga employees whenever they have challenges, issues, diba? A lot of the times it is with their supervisors during a normal kamustahan session or one of those conversations that they might have. And so very, very important that we yun nga, parang equip our managers, our leaders with those skills on how to actively listen, how to, how to manage those
Mhm.
difficult
Yes.
conversations so that they also feel effective and they don't feel so parang also stressed about having to
Mm.
sit down with people in their team about yung mga ganon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
those are very valid points, Sally.
Yes. Truth be told, di ba, parang as leaders, managers, parang ang tingin sa'yo, Superman, Superwoman. Pero, sabi ko nga kanina, di ba, tao lang din naman din tayo. So,
Mm-mm.
well, with Aon, we're privileged that we are given some, managers are given support, of course, with the support of TLC. So, very good feedback that it really helped them to manage and help and to be able to better lead our people, especially for those middle managers who are actually doing the heavy lifting for the organization and for the people around. Because there is some level of expectation, definitely, that managers should also be able to model healthy work habits.
Mm-mm.
They should be
Yeah.
able to handle open discussion, communication, and they themselves they have to role model that I need some time off,
Mm-mm.
and it's just a matter of raise your hand. I need a day off, just to be able to recover. So that actually starts from the leadership, Susan and
Mm-mm.
Liz. Yeah.
Absolutely. It really starts from the top, no? Pero tama rin
Sorry.
and
If I may add,
sure, go ahead.
yeah, I think very important rin for managers and actually everyone in the organization to be aware of what are these programs, what are these initiatives that the
Mhm.
organization has in relation to employee well-being, diba? Para kasi if in that conversation, okay, you listened, you tried to understand, pero feeling mo it's beyond what you are capable of, sharing or fixing, not naman fixing, pero parang alam mo yun, managing in that one conversation. You know that there are, for example, referral systems with the organization, or you know that there are other programs that you can direct the employee to help them further beyond that sit down that you have, no? So that knowledge might
Mm-mm.
be that extra support that you can provide. Or as sabi ni Sally, diba, they themselves might be able to avail of it when they feel the need to.
Mm-mm. Yes, which is
Mhm.
why CCM is what we call it in TLC is very important. It's communications and change management. No, those are the skill sets that every leader and lahat po tayo leader, no. Naalala po ninyo yung framework na ginagamit natin, no. Leadership of self, leadership of others, leadership of function or samo organization unit, no? Or leadership of a movement, no? Which brings me to another source, I guess, of, cause of burnout when you feel so helpless, such that if you look at the bigger things happening, say, in your country, and ang hirap na nga ng trabaho mo, kaya minsan, maraming tao hindi na rin nakikialam sa nangyayari halimbawa sa pamahalaan, gobyerno, etc., no, all that, no? Kasi parang eto nga para na akong nauupos na kandila dito sa aking trabaho, makikisaw-saw pa ako diyan. So, isa sa Dr. Felice and Miss Sally, alam po ninyo, no, that we in TLC really our advocacy, no, as a social enterprise, no, is really to co-create one world that is well and whole, and that clearly includes equipping, enabling, empowering each individual and each collective to be able to look at themselves, no, and how they can gain greater agency, greater control, no, either to your point, Dr. Felice, being aware of programs. Example, napakaliit na example. Kahapon, nagpadala ako sa team namin sa TLC. Sabi ko, Miss Fida, ibigay mo, marami po kasi sa mga kabataan ngayon, hindi po pinapansin yung mga benepisyo nila na statutory. Tulad ng SSS, pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and all that, kako. Alam niyo ba na may kasamang corruption din, no, yung mga benepisyo na yan. kung hindi nyo gagamitin, may pamamaraan na nag-iimbento ng ghost, hindi lang ghost project, ghost tao. Before you know it, dahil hindi ka nag-a-avail ng loan or, kahit salary loan lang, it doesn't have to be a housing loan, makikita mo, kinakaltasan ka na. So, ganun din yun. Kinakailangan talaga may kaalaman so that you feel na you have choice. No?
There's a great story of two lumberjacks where every morning they start chopping wood at the same time, and every day they stop chopping wood at the same time. And every day one of the lumberjacks disappears for about an hour in the middle of the day, and every day he chops more wood than the other guy. And this goes on for months. And eventually the one who works all day, he says, I don't understand. Every day we start at the same time. Every day we stop at the same time. Every day you disappear for about an hour in the middle of the day, and every day you chop more wood than me. Where do you go for that hour? And the other lumberjack looks up and goes, oh, I'll go home and sharpen my axe. You know, that if you take an infinite mindset, it's not about how much you can get done each day. It's how much you can get done over the course of a career or over the course of a lifetime. And you got to take vacations, which means you turn off your email and you turn off your phone and you do not connect to the office. You know, go sharpen your axe. Like you take a Friday afternoon off. You know, we have something called duvet days in our company where it's, you wake up in the morning and you just can't do it. And it's not like asking, it's not like vacation days where you plan ahead, and it's not like sick days, where you're actually sick. Like you're not sick. You just don't want to do it. Or
I'm just not feeling it today.
You're just not feeling it, and you can't do it, and you do it responsibly. You can't leave your team in the lurch, obviously.
Sure.
You have to exercise responsible freedom, but we give people an opportunity, instead of lying and pretending that they have a stomach bug because they just can't face the day, that they can just call up and say, I'm taking a duvet day, and everybody goes, go, we got you, go.
Syempre na-establish natin po kanina, no? Sabi natin, tapos na sukat din natin, no? At least, for this particular group that's joining us now, who are those who are experiencing exhaustion, detachment, reduced performance, yung pagkamalimutin, forgetfulness, being cynical when before you were so hopeful, diba? Very driven, procrastination, and parang hindi mo na-enjoy yung work mo, diba? So, ang tanong ko ngayon, first I'd like to ask Dr. Feliz, no? If burnout, persists and it is not addressed, what is likely to happen po?
Yeah, well, certainly you can expect, I would think, like the continuation of whatever symptoms that you are seeing right now, or a worsening of it. Burnout could contribute to other mental health issues, or the actual disorders that you might see. So, kailangan talagang i-address siya when you see it.
Now, which leads me to this question. It's a multifaceted issue. The individual, the leader, the family, parents, siblings, no? The whole organization is involved, no? And thanks so much for your comment, Miss Veron. She says technology is supposed to have made work more efficient, but ironically, the more technology that's been deployed, it feels that there's more workload. Don't you feel that? I feel that. Diba? Parang, oh my God, hindi ba dapat mas may time ako para sa sarili ko? Pero parang mas lalo pang naging bigat yung aking workload, which precisely kung hindi tayo aware, no? If we do not practice mindfulness, which is the awareness that arises by paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, well, we're going to get caught up in all that. And before you know it, we're burnt out. Before you know it, as Dr. Feliz says, it leads to other possible things that we can suffer from. So, Miss Sally, talagang it's a paradox, no? Yung hybrid na work arrangement, it is a solution, no? But it can also accelerate burnout. Di po ba? No? That's why you said kailangan leaders have to check in, no? You have to be aware, have to have policies, systems, and all that. No? We often tell people to be more resilient. No? But what happens when the system itself is eroding individual resilience? No? Ang tanong ko is, how can we distinguish between baka kailangan merong matutunan ang individual o meron siyang dapat gawin, no, para ma-address ang burnout, no, coping skills for instance, no, and what if the system or environment is really a toxic work environment? Your thoughts on that, Miss Sally, because you're the ones who kind of look at the issues of organizations and you kind of suggest solutions for them. Di po ba? No?
Right. Thank you, Susan. Although I will, well, I can only speak with what's within the organization, and I'd like to believe that we're far away from being toxic. Although workload is there, we're actually a work in progress in terms of assessing or addressing the each colleague's workload, but probably we could look at a different context, Susan, such that they have to, be able to share their own experiences when appropriate, because that feeling of burnout is, as I've said earlier, it is subjective to the person. It's personal to the individual. And hence, there needs to be a strong support, whether it is the manager or it is peer. It is just, icing on the cake that we have friends where we can, share what we are actually feeling. What we have in the organization is we have a global digital well-being platform. It's called Thrive. So as leaders and managers, we have to, I think Doc Feliz pointed out earlier that we have to reinforce that there is actually a support for them. Now, it can also be a question with my family here, if you're actually using it, because it's actually a best-in-class content to actually help reduce stress. It builds resilience. And take action with micro steps. So micro steps would mean your baby steps. It may not be really a grand thing, but it's something that can build incremental changes. Like, simple. You go in the mall, you park farther away from the entrance. So those baby small steps that the individual can take action. But starts with whatever is the support from the organization. That's one. So I hope we are all using the Thrive digital well-being platform, because it tells you about, as simple as better sleep program, nutrition, and all the support are there. We also have actually twice a year Aeon Global Holiday. So, and we're having one in October 17th.
I see.
So, and that hence to really emphasize, to take advantage of that. And I think that's actually something unique in the industry. But one thing is, I think critical is an advice for the managers that it's really about us modeling healthy work habits. Openly discuss burnout. It's not something that we can easily brush off, and really encourage a time off when needed. That's what the common practice on the ground, Susan.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Sally, for sharing your own practices. No, I'd like to ask Dr. Feliz, no, something that's, because we're about to wrap our conversation. I wish we had more time. No, if someone is feeling the early signs of burnout, no, yung mga nakikita natin kanina na medyo sometimes pa siya, no, individually. Tapos, pero nararamdaman na niya, no? Pero parang can't seem to make sense of it. Na parang I feel exhausted constantly. Nakatulog naman ako, pero parang yung tulog ko, parang parating kulang. Meron din sense of detachment. Dr. Feliz, if I were that, what is the first most critical step you would advise me to take to protect my health and well-being?
I would think, siguro for me, no, just personally thinking, I think first step na yun that you recognize that you are experiencing this, no, it's not swept under the rug and it's not simply like, you overlook it, no, but you recognize that, okay, these are the things that I'm feeling. And then, what Sally said, no, I think very important rin yun, knowing that you have people that you can go to, where it will be, hindi ka paggagalitan because of it, no, but there's an open, safe space to discuss these issues, and then being provided the support, whether it's from the team or importantly also from the organization. I think yon makakatulong yon in addressing those concerns.
Thanks so much, Dr. Feliz. No, is Veron still here? Miss V? Liz, is Veron still here?
Yes.
Hi, V. It's like you've been in HR for quite some time, no? Given the conversation that we're having now, what is it that you find are the most effective, and you yourself have practiced, no? Kasi you're coming from the function that's, kind of like expected by management to, set up these programs and all that. What typically works, Miss V?
What works is really taking a pause, because of course, in addition to what has been said, no, that there has to be support systems, no, around you, and by support systems I meant not just at work but also outside of work, no. But even given all the support systems, I think what's really also critical is that, as Miss Sally emphasized earlier, it's really highly individual, no? Na that individual takes that pause, no? And recharge. I was just actually I was just reading a book earlier, no, The Source, which talks about it did not specifically talk about burnout, but optimizing yourself, which I think is what is addressed also when you manage burnout. Mindfulness is one, you mentioned it, but it's also sleep, no, which is
Yes.
getting rest, sleep, getting the right, having the right diet, healthy meal. That's also important, and then play. So these things I think would be the ones that work for me also, and for a lot of people that I know. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Veron. And please stay so that we can continue the conversation as we wrap up, no? Because I'm sure you have actually implemented policies, no, that have to do with hybrid. No, because there are organizations like the companies where my children, because they're all adults, work. They come home the weekend and say, "Oh my God, yung hybrid namin dati at 2 days in person, yun, 3 days na, ngayon 4 days na, ngayon ang mahal-mahal ng pamasaya, tapos ma-traffic pa, tapos yung ganyan ba, stuff like that." So, what are Miss Sally, Dr. Feliz, Veron, and the rest of you, please put on chat, no, and team, please join. What are the systemic policy level changes kaya na dapat ang management, mga people managers would consider that would truly move the needle on burnout, especially in a hybrid setup? Parang ang sa akin is, kasi may mga studies, di ba, like, ano yan, ima-mandate ba natin na ang no camera days Kasi kami, for instance, tayo, Miss Liz, kailangan on-cam, di ba?
Mhm.
Pero we have to ask our team if that impacts them. Redefining availability, how available, maglalagay ba ng takdang oras, no? Or something else entirely? Your thoughts po about that most important policy or policies that you think organizations should consider. Anyone, Sally or
Sorry, yes,
Felice?
sorry. I'm trying to
Sorry.
put it in the
Go
chat,
ahead.
but I think I'm telling some people because that's a frequent question that I often receive from the team. Are we moving into a full RTO? And I would say let's not overthink about it because there are no actually discussion about it. Just thinking about it makes you stress already, right? So
Oo.
we can because I think hybrid is will continue to stay. We haven't heard any news about changing it. We're actually 50%, at least for our level, we're required at least 3 days in a week. We are. What could probably be improved around it is, if we can block off some time for a focus time, no, not truth be told, what's happening actually is, back to back meetings. That's always the complaint.
Yes.
So
Me
what
too.
if you block a time wherein you can, it can
Mm.
be your focus time, catch up with some things, but at least you don't have meetings. Let's say you can also schedule a wellness Wednesday, no, or have a fabulous Friday, perhaps. Like,
Mm.
it's a date with your office friends. I do my Friday thing, my team knows about it. But
Mm.
those are some, little improvements that can be probably enhanced from the current setup.
Mm. Thank you, Miss Sally. Dr. Feliz,
Yeah, I just wanted to share some things that we found in our own research, no, that
please.
organizations can do to support hybrid work. No, their HR in hybrid work. So one is flexible work arrangements and policies. Syempre taking into consideration the context also of the different employees. Communication, as we've been saying this entire session, no, communication is important. Still providing those feedback sessions.
Mm.
Um, Sally was talking about isolation earlier on, no? So possibly not getting that feedback from your supervisors or your team might, also
Mm.
shape how you feel about your work, no?
Yeah.
Just general mental health and well-being support can be very helpful in hybrid work, considering that it's a different context, no, understanding those specific challenges associated with hybrid work and then working that into, okay, what are the things that we can do to support their mental health and well-being. And then as we also earlier said, no, the digitalization and technological support, especially for the time that they have to work from home and that seamlessness from working from home and working on site para hindi siya parang disjointed, no,
Mm.
yung trabaho nila. Yun. And
Mm.
sorry, I just also wanted to point out, Susan, that's something that you've been talking about this entire session, no? That it really has to be a sort of holistic approach.
Yeah.
Like all
Mm.
things related to mental health and well-being, dapat may holistic perspective. So we have the socio-ecological model, that shows that it is about the individual, but beyond the individual, there's the team or the close people surrounding that individual.
Yes.
Then there's the organization, and beyond that, no, harder to control, but just a recognition of what society also does to the mental health and well-being of employees, no, and then taking a look at those different systems and how those might interact to affect the well-being and mental health of your employees. Very important.
Fantastic. A big hand, please, for Dr. Felice and Sally. Thank you so much for your profound insights that really, inspired us. And, I personally also, learned a lot from your sharing. That moved us from what to our so what, no? So what para sa atin, so what sa mga mahal natin sa buhay, our colleagues, our career, the organization, no? So folks, as we close, I want to also leave you with 3 takeaways, no? That's framed by our TLC purpose, no? One, Can you please mute? I hear ambient sound kasi from the background. One, burnout, I believe, is a systems failure. Kasi sistema tayo kahit isang tao lang tayo, no? It is not a personal one. It is a signal that our human system, us as individuals, is out of alignment with our work system. So, recovery is not just about self care, but that is important. As Miss Veron Estrella said, no? Mindfulness, nutrition, sleep, and movement. No? It's about co creating new rules of engagement for the hybrid world. So, not only should we what do you call this, sharpen our sauce, but we should speak up, no? When we feel that, teka muna, I need help. No? Pangalawa, integration, that's very important. Integration to me and to the TLC team and communities are antidote. We cannot think our way out of burnout. No? We must act with our whole selves, body, mind, heart, spirit, socially, financially, no? Kailangan harapin natin yung katotohanan. Listen to what our body is saying, nourishing our hearts with connection, and protecting our spirits by setting boundaries. Because this is how we become well and whole. And finally, yung sinasabi ni Juan kanina, thanks so much, Juan, for the constant invitation for community. Kasi wala po sa atin isla, no? No man is an island. We're all interconnected. The solution to disintegration is community. You in this virtual room are, a good number. Thank you, Tina, Miss Tina Shawson, for being here. A good number of folks are consultants, coaches, capacity creators of services like Aeon provides, no, with big data even to their clients and stakeholders, including, of course, the kind of research, the kind of work that Dr. Feliz and her colleagues do in CORD at the Ateneo CORD. We are all capacity creators and community connectors. So we have the power to carry these insights we've heard from each other into our lives, no? And Miss Sally said to model ourselves, no, those healthy boundaries and to call each other out when we forget. So let's move forward, not just to combat burnout, but to actively build workplaces where people can truly thrive in body, in heart, mind, and spirit. Thank you. Thanks so much, everyone.